So good evening guys, welcome to stage 4. Now what we're going to do this episode is we're going to do modifications. So first of all, explain what a modification is. A modification is simply anything that you do that is a change from the original author's files, be it an alteration or anything completely new. Now obviously we could do it in a different colour, which is technically a modification, but for the purposes of these videos I'm not going to count colour changes. So a lot of people have done some various files which are fully compatible with this OpenRC tractor, and we're going to look at some of them, perhaps build a few over the course of the series, and they're just going to make our tractor a little bit more unique, a little bit more personal to us. We can also do our own modifications. So for example, I noticed there's some wording on some of the pieces, such as there's a little number plate. We may want to change the number plate, perhaps make it a personalized plate. But what I'm going to do in this video is I've been searching through Thingiverse and My Mini Factory, which is the main sites that I use for 3D print files, and I've actually looked at 15 of my favourite mods. Some of them are not ready for the OpenRC tractor. I'm actually going to have to modify the mod to make it fit our own personal needs. And then what I've done is I've taken a 16th file as a little bonus. I printed it off, we'll put it together, then at least that way we've built something this week. So hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is obviously find some modifications, some mods, some extra files, whatever you want to look for. So what we need to do, this is My Mini Factory, this is one of a few sites, and all we want to do is just type in some search results. I've put 1/10, which is obviously meaning 1 to 10 scale, and then this will give me a big search list result of lots of different things. Some will be irrelevant, some won't work, but it will just give us lots and lots of different results. I won't go through them because I will be showing you my favourite 15. Although I do like that Lego Star Wars blaster. Can't see how it's going to fit into my tractor, but hey, we'll find a way. So there we go, we've got lots and lots of results for 1/10. The results are still going, and what you want to do is just spend some time, spend a Sunday afternoon, get yourself a cup of coffee and just keep looking. So we can look at OpenRC tractor, see if that gives us any results. I'm ignoring any results by Makit for the pure reason that we are already building all of his files anyway. So there's not many results if we put that. We have got this one, this is combined tractor and wheels. This is very useful. This is something that I will go through later on anyway. But if you can't print or won't print flexible materials, this is a good little file to combine the two. Let's just look up OpenRC, shall we? This will give us a lot more results. OpenRC. So there we go. So we've got lots of small little pieces for various things. We've got a lot of boats because obviously this is OpenRC. So this is anything that's in the open source project to do with remote controls. We've got a Wi-Fi controller there, so that looks like a trailer box. That might come in useful. This is a maker coin by Daniel Nori. He's a very, very good builder for, I think he has something to do with the OpenRC Formula 1 car. A couple of robots there. So, and then we just, if there's anything we want to, perhaps we want some tools, just put in lots of different search results. Just set aside yourself a couple of hours perhaps and just see what you can come up with. Sometimes I find I look for something and I find something completely different that has nothing to do with what I'm doing, but you see there's a multi-tool holder. So I might look at that and go, oh yeah, well that would be handy for my tools. So let's have a look at, I haven't spent hours and put these in orders. The top 3 are definitely my top 3, but this is my favourite 15 mods, and then I'll show you a 16th one which I've actually had the time to print off. So the first one I've picked is the Euro keg, 30 litre keg. So you know, it looks like a beer barrel to me. So maybe if you're doing a diorama, you know, you could have a couple of these laying around. And these look quite fun. I haven't printed this off yet, so if I haven't printed them off, I can't verify they will work. Although we have got 3 makes there, it's always worth looking at if anybody's made them. Also look for this blue file. Sometimes if they don't have a blue file, and what that usually means is that they've just put it in as a concept, or sometimes it's not even a 3D print file. So usually if it's a blue like this, it means it is actually genuine file. So always have a little scroll down here, have a look at pictures of things that people have made, and then that way you get to look at whether it works. Don't know if that's actually going to load. Here we go. So this is one that someone has actually made, so we can see that does come out. So the next one I've seen is various bits of tools. Now you can buy tools, but surely it's more fun and cheaper to make your own. So that looks like some kind of barrel. I don't know what half of these are. Is that an oil can? Fork, shovel, bottles. Is that a sander? Don't know. So that's that one. That's just various bits of things. This is what I would call diorama scatter. You could just scatter these around all over the place. Just add a little bit of depth to your scenery. Now this one, we did look at this. Unfortunately the umbrella doesn't come with it, but it looks like he's put one of those little cocktail drinks umbrellas in. But this is a really nice outdoor table. So maybe you could combine this with the previous mod, pop a couple of little bottles on the table, just make it look like your farmer has just sat down and had a bit of a rest. And this comes out as lots of small bits, which you will then have to assemble. So that's quite nice. These are ramps. Anyone who's owned a car will probably in fact a lot of people who haven't owned cars will recognise these. So these are obviously ramps that you can drive your vehicle up, and then you can get underneath your car and work underneath. So it could be quite useful. Next we have a trailer. This is not designed for the RC tractor. However, I'm wondering if perhaps we could modify it. Looks like it could be a nice... Sorry, the picture's not coming into focus very well. That will be my computer, not the actual file. But that looks like something that perhaps we could modify the modification, adjust this end piece, so maybe we could add this to the tractor. And that would give us a third trailer. We have a dump trailer and a flat trailer. This would give us a third one. So next we have a camping stove. I can't see many uses for this other than diorama stuff, but I have had 1 or 2 people say to me, could you print this off for me? So yeah, it could be useful. So that looks quite good fun. So next we have a battery. Could just add to the diorama stuff. I really like this. When I did see it, I went, yeah, I want a battery for my tractor. Perhaps we could, I don't know, maybe we could look at actually adding this into the motor so we can actually have this on show. I don't know. Next, as soon as I saw this, I just fell in love with it. This is what I would call a wheelie bin. And we could print these off in different colours. Where I come from, we have 2 wheelie bins. One is black. Sorry, I tell a lie, we have 3. We have black bins for landfill waste. we have a green bin for recyclable goods, and then we have a brown one for garden waste. I know some parts of Wales they have up to 15 different colours, but they don't have wheelie bins, they have plastic bags. But yeah, maybe a couple of wheelie bins would look nice. So the next one, this is, I don't think this is anywhere near going to fit on the RC tractor, so I will have to do some work on this, but snowplow, why not? You know, it's one of those things that you would have on a tractor. So yeah, snowplow, that's something to work on. This one would be purely for fun. This is a complete radio controlled vehicle, but what I would perhaps look at doing is just printing off the chassis, perhaps no wheels and no windows, and then just paint it up as a rust effect, and then just, you know, if we had a barn or something, we could just pop it in the barn and it could just look like an old abandoned Range Rover that's, you know how people are. Yeah, I'll work on that, and we'll store that when we get the chance, and just have that as an old rusty old Range Rover. So next we've got some traffic cones, and what impressed me about these is you can't see the files, but this is actually 3 separate files. You've got the black piece is one file, you've got the orange is another file, and then you've got the white is another file, and these will print off. So this cone will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 separate pieces, and then you can add them together, so you've got the different colours. Not everybody has a multicolour extruder. Another thing that you can do, they also have the complete file, so you can print that cone off in one go. There is a little trick with Cura. I don't know if you can, I suppose you could do it with other slicers, but I don't use them. You can actually do some pauses for layer change. So what would happen is it will print that black piece, and then you put a pause in, and then you change the filament out for orange, so it starts printing the orange. Then when it gets to the white bit, you put another pause in, you change it to white filament, and you just keep changing the filament. It's going to be quite hard to do that, so I personally would rather print the separate pieces. Don't know if you can hear my printer in the background, but it's actually printing these off as we speak. So at this present moment, I don't know if that would work, but we'll look into it. So next we have a jerry can, because why not? All respectable farmers must have a jerry can, I suppose. And now we come into my favourite 3. We looked at this toolbox, and this looks absolutely amazing. This is a real functioning toolbox. I have prototyped this just the once. It's not quite working, but I think I've got my scaling incorrect. And the reason we're looking at this is in the next, I think it's the next video, we'll be working on a counterbalance. And what this will be is a weight that we put on the front of the tractor. Because obviously if you carry too much weight on the back of the tractor, because this tractor is made of plastic, it could actually tip up. Now the counterbalance consists of a little piece of framework and then some bearings, which it looks okay, it does the job perfectly, but I just think perhaps we could just put a bit more effort in and make it look a bit nicer. So I wondered about making a platform on the front of the tractor, and just like this toolbox would be perfect. What we'll do is we'll fill the bottom of the toolbox with something heavy, such as liquid gravity, and then we can have this little tray, and we can put some little 1 to 10 scale tools on it, and we've got a fully functioning toolbox which will look awesome. But the hidden feature is that it's heavy and it just weighs the tractor down. The next mod that I found that I absolutely love is this lawnmower, and this is an actual attachment made for the tractor. Now I will not be building this on a series of streams. for the pure reason that if you look at that, it's got a couple of X-Acto blades on the bottom. I would be very scared that someone would copy me, perhaps do it incorrectly, maybe not follow some safety protocols and slice their fingers off. And if anything, anybody got hurt as a result of the builds that I'm doing, I really wouldn't be able to live with myself. So I will show you this mod, and I will be doing it myself, but I will not be showing you on camera how I've done it. But that does look fun. When I watched the videos for it, I couldn't help laughing. It's so funny. So my absolute favourite mod is this IBC container. Now this comes out as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 separate pieces, and this is basically a container of some kind of liquid, be it water, maybe AdBlue. We have these kind of containers at work for the buses. Obviously, if you're a small user, you'll buy AdBlue perhaps in 5-litre bottles. If you're a major company, 5-litre bottles are no good to you, so you buy them in these big massive containers. I think this is 1,000 litres. I have downloaded the file. I haven't printed it off yet, but you see there's a pallet style bottom, and I can confirm that the spacing of those looks absolutely perfect for the lifter. So we will actually be able to lift that up with the tractor. And one of the ideas that I had is the blue container. I want to get a nice clear but blue filament. It's like a see-through blue, and then what we'll do is we'll print it to about this height, and we'll put a pause for filament change feature command in Cura, and then what we'll do is we'll switch out the filament for an absolute clear filament, and we'll finish that off with a clear, and then it will look like it's a container that's got some liquid in, but it's only filled so far. So that's my 15 favourite mods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There might even be 16 there. So one bonus mod I'm going to give you is this jack. Now we were looking at some jacks, and someone did come forward and say, I found one that might be a little bit easier for you. This is a 4-piece jack. As you can see, we have the actual jack piece, we have the body, and then we've got a handle, and then we've got the top, which holds everything in place. So what I'm planning on doing, the yellow, I'm actually going to be doing that in silver, and the blue bit I'm going to do in black. It's just the colours that I prefer. So I'll just print one off, and then we will we'll put it together. Okay, thank you. Okay, so these are the pieces that I've printed off. Now in each of these cases I have used a brand new filament. I've been trying out some Warhorse filament. I have tried the black before, and I'm quite happy with the results. First appearance, I'm not actually happy with the appearance of the silver. It's a little bit grey. So I've also noticed the fit isn't too good. However, that may be nothing to do with the filament. I have had to repair my 3D printer since I've printed these, so it could well be that the printer was on the way out while I printed these. So please don't think I'm saying that this filament is useless. I really cannot tell, but it's not my usual filament. So the actual body has been printed in red, and I like that. I do like the colour actually. So we've got the actual jack body piece. The jack is done in silver, and I'm not sure why we've got holes down the side. Perhaps it's so that we can put a bolt through the middle just to secure that a little bit more. Perhaps if you've got something very heavy and you're a little bit worried that this isn't strong enough, I don't know. So this is the handle, and you can see that there's a little notch on there, and that's going to go on to there like so. So that notch will catch into these holes there, and then when you lift the handle, it will slide up and down. and then we've got the cap, which will just hold everything into place. So where I've had the biggest problem is that these aren't actually going to go into there, whether that's over extrusion, the printers not liking the file, I really don't know, but it's a really easy fix. All we need to do is get our needle file and just give it a little bit of a rub there. It may well be that I did this in a 0.3 layer height. I cannot remember now actually, and I find that with a 0.3 layer height it does print things off much more quickly, but it's very inaccurate. So just give that a quick file all over. I'm just going to push these all to one side. I'm only going to do the one. So we also want to just give this a bit of a rub over, just to catch the edges, just to make sure it is a little bit more square, and that should suffice with this one. So we'll see how this goes in, and that's not there yet, most definitely not there yet. So we'll just keep filing away. We'll just make this square a bit bigger, and make sure you get right in the corner. And you know, it's worth spending some time on these. I do suspect I'm having to do this because of the print quality. I'm sure it's the print quality, and that's not there yet, but that is a lot better. So I think that is square enough. So we'll just give it another rub, filing, sorry. Just make sure you get the full length of the jack. Yeah, just make sure I get the top. Big improvement. I think that's almost there now. It's got to the point now where it goes in nicely, but if you don't quite put it in level, it does get stuck. So we'll just give that one more quick go over. Now obviously you'd need 4 of these, because we'll be supporting the whole tractor with it. Lovely, really happy with that now. So check that this goes in okay. I did notice on one of them I did a dry fit, and you just give that bit of a go. It's just a little bit stiff on the handle. You'd probably be better off with a round needle file rather than an oval, but that's a lot better, and I did find this works quite well. So the way we'll fix this is that we will place the actual handle, sorry, wrong way around, where we place the cap. That's one bit I forgot to check, wasn't it? So that's going to need a file as well. So we're just widening this ever so slightly. Probably want to take 1/10 of a millimetre off. Look at that, perfect. So that's going on there. That is then going on to there. Just notch it into one of the holes, and then we'll place that into there. Pop the lid on. So right. That's still not happening, is it? There we go. So when we push the handle down, this jack isn't going to go anywhere. As soon as we lift the handle up, you see we can push that jack down. But it will pull up. It should pull up. It's going to need a little bit more work to it, I think. But So there we go. We can push. We can't push it down, but we can pull it up. And that's our jack. So if we had 4 of those, we can then position the tractor. So until we've got the wheels on it, we can actually now jack it up. Obviously a bit more work needed on that, but overall I'm happy. Okay guys, so that's it for this week. Next week we'll be doing a little bit more work on some more modifications, although technically they're not mods because they are actually Makit files. Be a nice simple build next week. In fact, it'll be a nice simple build for the next 2 weeks. So polish your screwdrivers and I'll see you in the next video. Take care guys, bye bye.